Lempicka understood so much about distilling the physicality of her models down to essential colors and forms. One of her most alluring qualities is that she will often distort the bodies of her models according to what the viewer would see only if they were positioned extremely close to the subject. This lends an intimacy and fierce eroticism to Lempicka's work that is so far from the sort of distanced keyhole or behind-the-curtain voyeuristic perspective we get in a great deal of 19th century Academy art. This drawing the viewer into intimate proximity with her models is never more gorgeously at play than in the series of portraits Lempicka did of her beloved Rafaëla. Rafaëla, or La Belle Rafaëla as Lempicka would call her, was a Parisian prostitute she encountered in the red light district of Paris, where she would go to people watch. Seeing Rafaëla on the street, Lempicka was instantly struck by her distinctive beauty and aura and earthiness and solicited her to model for her over quite a few sessions of paintings. Before long, they became deeply involved lovers, and Lempicka generously shares her intimacy and adoration with the viewer. Ask yourself, where are you positioned as a viewer in this painting? And the answer is extremely close to Rafaela's lower knee and right elbow. In fact, we are drawn into a sort of constant spatial back and forth, or dynamism, where we shift in space, first close to her knee and then close to her elbow. In a formal sense, there's something quite amazing about this, because it's something that was happening elsewhere in painting, in Cubism, where the perspective of the viewer is constantly in flux. And so that Cubist effect is very much at play in this non-Cubist painting. So really, as visually we move back and forth between elbow and knee, we're so close to Rafaela's gorgeous midriff, the curves of which are so visible beneath the stunning orange fabric. There at the very middle of the painting is a visual symphony on the variations of orange within this already charged and eroticized space. I adore this painting, and for me, it's one of the most erotic works of art ever. One reason is that we are drawn in so very close to Rafaëla that the visuality of the painting starts, in an imaginary sense, to compound with other senses. It's what I would call the synesthetic effect, where on some level, in our minds, Rafaëla's imagined sounds and sense and total physicality drifts into the effect of the painting, with its intimate and dynamic visuality spilling out over into the other senses. That is pretty heady, decadent stuff, and in spite of the sort of safe dynamic of paintings upon a gallery wall, it is a fiercely absorptive work, and the viewer is drawn into that maelstrom of desire and heat. And we are back to Whitman with the scent of her armpits and the scent of everything else for that matter, an aroma finer than prayer. As to the painting's intense and layered eroticism, it's a bit surprising to reflect that this portrait of Rafaëla has not a single bit of nudity in the conventional sense. Lempicka's other Rafaëla paintings are similarly intimately engaging of the viewer. I love the aquatic feel of the cobalt blue-green, as if the viewer themselves stands half submerged, and the water feels so beautifully right in a painting already soaked with passion and intimacy, since once again the perspective draws us in so very close to Rafaëla, but this time to those most private places between her legs, a lover's portrait indeed. The paired image with this one shows Rafaëla really lost in her own inward and intimate pleasures, and we're drawn even closer into Rafaëla's inner identity in the next image, since painting of someone reading are always really about the mind of the reader, and in this image she has fallen asleep reading, so we not only are drawn deep into the interplay of book and mind, but plunged into the world of her dreaming. It's so languorous and intimate and inward and sensual. And there's nothing idealized about this painting, and yet I feel like we're absorbed into something not just beautiful in a descriptive or adjectival sense, but into beauty itself in a deeply intimate visual translation of Lempicka's own love for Rafaëla.